Hello everyone. You might be a bit surprised that I skipped the usual introduction. The reason is simple. Every now and then, I like to switch things up to keep things from getting boring. Now, I'm going to drill through the core of the wooden handle. First, I'll secure it firmly in the vise to make sure it stays steady and doesn't slip while drilling. You just need to adjust your drilling position like this. And there we have it, a hole right through the wooden handle. I think I should attach something to the cut end of the wooden handle to get ready for my next step. I will remove the coin-shaped clamp from the grinder by using the specialized tool and taking it off the machine. I'll attach it to any cut surface of the wood, as long as the surface is flat enough to hold it securely. Start by placing the coin on the cut end of the wooden handle, making sure it's aligned properly. Then, use a marker to mark 4 spots through the 4 holes on the coin, ready for drilling. After removing the coin, I can clearly see 4 marked points on the cut end of the handle, ready for the next drilling step. And here are the 4 small holes we just drilled. In my hand is a pump valve head. Now just an empty shell with the core completely removed. In this step, I'll use my hand to remove the washer and the outer nut of the valve, gently twisting them until they come off completely. Then, I place the coin in position. Carefully put the washer and the nut back on, and tighten them just enough to hold the coin firmly in place. After finishing, I will secure this onto the cut surface with the 4 pre-drilled holes by screwing into each of the 4 holes. After securing it, it looks really solid, almost completely immovable. Ready for the next step. I have an old AA battery, and I'm going to use its core as a soldering tip. Now, I'll remove the outer casing, and make sure you watch the battery removal technique carefully, as shown on the screen. Let me share a little legendary history of this AA battery. This tiny piece of tech has been around since 1907. Back then, it was the rising star of innovation, powering the very first flashlights and pocket radios. At that time, owning a device that ran on AA batteries felt like holding a piece of the future. Compact, practical, and incredibly easy to replace. What's fascinating is that, despite the rapid changes in technology, the AA battery has never really lost its place. Small, affordable, and universally available, it has become the unsung hero of the everyday gadgets we rely on without even thinking about it. With just a quick clean, the battery core won't dirty your hands anymore, making it neat and easy to handle. Now, I'll insert the battery core into the drill head. Next, sharpen it with sandpaper. Now the sharpening is just right, sharp and neat enough to be used as a soldering tip, perfectly ready for the next steps. I've got a piece of wire ready for this step. First, I'll thread the wire straight through the hollow center of the wooden handle, then guide it through the empty valve head. Next, I'll strip off a small section of the insulation from the exposed end of the wire to reveal the copper core inside. This will make it ready to connect with the soldering tip made from the battery core. Regarding the use of the battery core as a soldering tip, it actually works very effectively because the metal inside an AA battery conducts heat really well. When electricity flows through it, the core heats up quickly, reaching a temperature high enough for soldering wires, small components, or even slightly more delicate details. On top of that, the battery core is conveniently sized, easy to sharpen, durable, and resistant to heat, making it a perfect fit for compact DIY projects like this. So now I've finished putting together this DIY tool. It already looks pretty solid, but it's still missing one small detail before it can truly function as a handheld soldering device. Now I'll connect the other end of the wire to the alligator clip. Once the clip is firmly attached, our DIY handheld soldering tool will be complete and ready to use. Talking about this alligator clip, the name makes it sound dangerous, but honestly, it's as harmless as a kitten. Its only job is to bite down tightly on wires or metal parts and stay there, like a loyal little bodyguard that never complains no matter how much you twist or turn things around. And if you've ever accidentally clipped it onto your finger, you know it gives just a tiny nip, more like a gentle reminder. Enough to make you remember, but never enough to leave a scar. The handheld soldering tool we just made is only the necessary part. To make it fully functional, we still need the sufficient part, a wire with both ends connected to alligator clips. It's a very simple step, and you can just follow along with the demonstration showing on the screen. Honestly, electrical knowledge should be taught more widely to younger generations. Understanding how electricity works doesn't just help them handle small repairs around the house. It also keeps them safe from avoidable accidents. Electricity isn't scary when you know how to work with it properly. Who knows? From these small lessons might come big ideas, like building robots, designing smart circuits, or even just fixing a broken fan without having to call for help. The grinder's battery is a very practical choice as the power source for this homemade soldering tool. It's powerful, stable, and easy to remove for recharging. I have two metal washers, and I'm attaching them to the grooves of the battery, one to the positive terminal and the other to the negative. This ensures a secure connection and keeps the current stable while the tool is running. I use the alligator clip from the handheld soldering tool to clamp tightly onto the metal washer at the positive terminal of the battery. I'll clip one of the alligator clips from the wire onto the metal washer at the negative terminal of the battery. At last, the project is complete. Our homemade handheld soldering device, compact and simple but surprisingly versatile. Its working principle is straightforward. The current from the grinder battery flows through the wire straight into the sharpened AA battery core. As the current passes, the tip heats up quickly, generating enough heat for clean, precise soldering. This is the magic of DIY, turning discarded items into something functional, efficient, and uniquely your own. I still remember the early days of my DIY journey, back when just lighting up a tiny LED felt like an achievement worth celebrating. Now, holding this tool in my hand, I can't help but feel the same excitement. Only now, it's mixed with understanding, patience, and the satisfaction of mastering each step along the way. That's what makes this process so rewarding. DIY isn't just about building things. It's about learning, experimenting, and challenging yourself to grow with every project. Think about it. You're on a camping trip, far from civilization, or in an unexpected survival situation. Something breaks, a wire, a small connection, and instead of panicking, you pull out this little device, fix it within minutes, and carry on like nothing happened. Those moments, when preparation meets creativity, are when you truly realize the power of resourcefulness. This tool is not just practical, but also incredibly adaptable. It's lightweight, portable, and doesn't need any complicated setup or bulky power supply. Whether you're in your workshop, at home, or out in the field, it's a reliable companion that reminds you that resourcefulness often matters more than having expensive equipment. If you've stayed with me this far, it's clear you share the same love for building, tinkering, and experimenting. So don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with a fellow DIY enthusiast, and subscribe for more. I've got plenty of exciting projects in store, from simple yet clever tools like this to larger, more advanced builds that will challenge your skills and spark your curiosity. The world of DIY is vast and endlessly fascinating. Every tool, every idea, carries the story of the person who created it. What I've learned is that persistence and curiosity are far more valuable than any fancy equipment. As long as you're willing to try, to make mistakes, and to keep learning, you'll find immense joy in turning your ideas into reality. And who knows, one day, this small skill set might just save the day in ways you never imagined.